Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Eric Rosen with another edition of Big Hand, Little Hand Astrology, and this is the daily horoscope show where I give you a really basic, just broken down, simple to understand terminology, horoscope to forecast your day, and hopefully teach you some astrology along the way. So this is for Saturday, November 16, 2019. We're going to keep focusing on what's going on with Mercury because Mercury deals with our minds. A lot of us are doing a lot of thinking, a lot of pondering. What do we want out of life? Who do we want in our lives? And so I'm going to show you what's going on with that to help give you some guidance so that we're not sitting around trying to figure things out and get answers and struggling and just causing just even more confusion and anxiety. And so anytime you have Mercury, first of all, retrograde, we're not going to be looking outside for answers, okay? We're not going to be looking to someone to give us our truth of what we should be doing with our lives or what we want to do with our lives. We're looking within. We're really looking within for our own answers. And so this can be difficult if this is something that you've never experienced before, but I'm going to try to use this horoscope today to show you how you can do that. So when you have Mercury in Scorpio, it's dealing with truth. Scorpio deals with the underworld. It deals with our deep truth. So whenever we have something like this going on where Mercury I think is moved to 13 degrees. Let's change that. Mercury is always a neutral messenger, okay? It is a messenger. It is meant to deliver the message. It doesn't care what's in the message. It doesn't care if it's good or bad, if it's positive or if it's ugly or whatever it is. It's going to take on the form of the message in whatever zodiac sign it's in. And so when it's in Scorpio, it's going to deal with hopefully waking us up to our truth. And that truth being that life is going to pass us by, like if we don't go for what we want in life, because Scorpio deals with death, it deals with true desire, it deals with truth. And so we've got to be able to get over our fears. We've got to be able to get over that and just go for what we want, because I think we all know what happens when life passes us by and we don't go for it. We're filled with regret. So if you can face the fears and the truth deep down and say, screw it, I'm going for it with the most sincere passion of what you really want to do with your life. This is about not doing about what you feel obligated to. This is not about the conditioning that we have to hold on to things and hold on to people. This is about the passion of what do you really want to be doing with your life. And so that's the positive of what we go for here. The negative is whenever we're denying the truth, okay? We're lying to ourselves, we're deceiving ourselves because we know, but we're afraid. We're afraid to go for it. This is where we keep secrets from ourselves. This is where we suppress our truth. This is where we suppress what we really want in our life. And so we've actually got a few things going on. First of all, let's just call attention to the fact that Jupiter, it's in Sagittarius in a very powerful position at the end of Sagittarius. Like, this is where the abundance comes from. This is where we get the quote unquote gifts under the Christmas tree. But in November, we can't wait until December for like Christmas gifts to show up. We need to give ourselves a Christmas gift now by going for it. So December 2nd is when Jupiter leaves Sagittarius. Okay, there's not a lot of time left. This is where we have the most abundant opportunities and doorways to go for the things that we want. When it moves into Capricorn, you know what happens when Jupiter moves into Capricorn? One road, just one. And you know what? If you're afraid to go for it, you're gonna stay on the same shitty road that you've been on, flat out. Saturn's here in Capricorn saying, grow up. Like, let's go. Like, I can help you achieve, but you've got to stop screwing around. Like, I'm not going to be in the sign forever. Jupiter's not going to be in Sagittarius forever. Like, I'm delivering the truth. Like, this stuff is all predestined and it's happening at the right time now to show us how we can move forward. Venus at 18 degrees in Sagittarius. This is where we go on the adventure with relationships that feel connected, with ones that there's a mutual love for one another, love and respect. Like, this isn't about sticking around in the toxic relationships that we've been in. This is about the relationships that feel the best. And you know what? We can't be afraid to face the truth that maybe the relationships that we're in are not this. They're not positive. They're not taking us on the adventure. But how can we have those if we're clinging on and attaching to what is actually toxic? So we've got Mercury with the moon to start the day on Saturday. It's making a very nice 120-degree angle. This is a peaceful agreement. So, you know what? The moon loves to be in Cancer. That's its home sign. This is where we feel our absolute best. And so we can feel good either way. I mean, it can feel good kidding ourselves and denying our truth. But you know what? It's going to feel even more amazing if we're facing the truth and we're going for what we really want in life. Later on in the evening, I'd say this is probably about 6:30 Central Time. We've got the moon and Venus. None of my angles are going to look exact. It's just how it is. 150 degrees, misunderstanding. So we want to feel good, but it's like, are we going to stay at home and escape into just what feels good? Because Cancer deals with staying really at home. Like, this is where we feel at home in the metaphorical sense, but also this can be like quite literal, especially with the moon there. We stay at home because the thing is that going out and meeting up with people that it feels amazing, and you're going out and you're saying, you know what, hey, let's go try some things. Let's go have an experience. Like, we've done enough of this. Like, the thing is that the moon moves quick. Okay, it goes counterclockwise. I mean, by Sunday, it's going to be in Leo, which is also a great sign. The moon likes to be in Leo. This deals a lot with the heart and creativity, but it's only a matter of time before the moon, because it moves so quick, before it goes into a place where it doesn't feel this good. And then we're going to be back to having to face the fact that might be denying ourselves of the ultimate pleasure that we're seeking in life, that honestly, like, we're deserving of. If you notice, it's the people that go for it and don't care what the fuck anyone else thinks that are the happiest people. And not in like a screw you guys kind of way, but in a like, I know my truth kind of way. I know what I want. I know what I'm going for. So last one I want to mention is moon, sun. This is going to be overnight while we're sleeping. So I'd say this is really good for sleep. Let's see, that'll move to, so that was actually, the moon would move to 18 degrees because it moves quick when it was making that 150 degrees with Venus. And now that it's making 120 degrees, the moon is advanced to 24 degrees of Cancer overnight. And so it's great. It's great. It's great for good sleep, but it's like, okay, the sun is, about to advance to 25 degrees of Scorpio. It's getting to those last few degrees, like, where we cannot hide from the truth. It's going to feel the best if we're really standing rooted emotionally, like, I know my truth. I don't know what else to tell you about this. I mean, this is kind of one of those things where we can face the truth or we cannot, but it's like the sun's going to be like shining in no matter what. And so this is really probably going to be just escape, honestly, especially with Neptune and Pisces, where we're just escaping into fleeting emotions and we're actually ignoring what's going on with this deeper life force energy. So, it's all about true desire right now, and really life is about that. It's like, are we living our truth every moment, or are we suppressing ourselves? And honestly, that's where we wither. That's where the decay happens. Scorpio deals with death. Death not in the way that we're used to knowing it, but in the way that if we're not going for true desire, it feels like a slow death. It's a poison drip. So I'm intense today, guys. I'm fired up. Still, want to keep it positive. But last thing too, Mars, Libra, it's getting super edgy. you know, this is where we're still either sitting, thinking on the couch, or, you know, we're pushing doors down. We're kicking doors down, and we're going on the experience. And quite honestly, this is probably where a lot of my intensity is coming from today. But all right, guys, that's it. I'll be back November 17th for the Sunday edition of Big Hand, Little Hand Daily Horoscopes. That's probably going to be the last one that I'm going to do. I'll announce it here soon, but I'm going to start transitioning over the daily content to Big Hand, Little Hand Astrology on the Facebook group. You can try it free for the first 7 days. I'm also doing a workshop. The first class to teach astrology is going to be November 26th. It's at 6:30 at Limelight Events in St. Charles. It is going to be a couple days before Thanksgiving, but that's not the big party night. So you can come get some education, and then you can get sauced up on Wednesday and have your turkey on Thursday. Thanks for stopping by, guys.